everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Glad you could join me once again. It's time now for episode 31 of the Card Charts Money Cards game from the Bob Eubanks era. Let's see if we can win some more money. Here we go. The cards have been dealt out. Here we go. We're going to drop for $200. First card's an ace. All of it lower. 200 lower than the ace. You got it. 400. Change that card. Which one? I would like number two. Number two. The 10 is now a 4. All right. All of it higher. 4 higher than the 4. You got it. 800. All of it lower. 800 lower than the queen. You got it. 1600. We're up to 6. Give you another $400 of betting money. You now have $2,000. Change that card with number 1. Number 1. 6 is now a 4. All right. All of it higher. 2,000 higher than the 4. You got it. 4,000. All of it lower. 4,000 lower than the queen. You got it. 8,000. Okay, I'm going to go 4,000 higher. $4,000 higher than the 7. No, it's a push. No win, no loss. You still have your $8,000. We move the 7 up there. You got to bet at least 4,000 of it. Let's change that card. 3. All right, the 7 is now a 5. 8,000 higher. 5, you get second. Get started. Good start, 16. $16,000, we get it. Okay, we'll do more cards. All right. Here they are. Let's drop $200 at 9. Change that card with number 2. Number 2. The 9 is now a 6. Ooh, what do you want to bet? $50 higher. $50 higher than the 6. No. Fair. You only lost $50 down to $150. All of it higher. $150 higher than the 5. No. Fair. You lose it all, but I'm going to move the 4 up and give you $400. Do it all over again. All of it higher. 4 higher than the 4. Push. No win, no loss. So it'll be 400. All of it higher. 400 higher than the 4. Right. 800. Change it with number 1. Number 1. 8 is now a king. All of it lower. 800 lower than the king. You got it. 16. Well, to do something, you got to bet at least 800 of it. All of it higher. Is it higher for 1,600? You better believe it. 3,200. Whoops. Sorry. Right, we're going to do the cards. There you go. New cards. $200. The first card's a deuce. All of it higher. Higher than the deuce for 200. You're right. 400. Let's change it. Which one? 2. Number 2. 7 is now a 9. You gotta play. I'll bet it lower. Is it lower than the 9 for $200? Yes, it is. 600. Okay, all of it higher. 600 higher than the 5. You got it. 1,200. We're going to move the 10 up now to the middle row. And we're going to give you another $400. You now have $1,600. Let's change that 10 with number 3. Number 3. The 10 is now a king. All right, all of it lower. 1,600 lower than the king. You got it. 3,200. Okay. Let's go half of the money. 1,600 lower. $1,600 lower than the nine. It is 4,800. All of it higher. $4,800 higher than the deuce. You got it. 9,600. The 8 becomes your new base card. We're going to move it up to the big bet. You got to bet at least like $4,800. Change it with number 1. Number 1. The 8 is now a 10. Got to bet at least half of it. Okay, I'll bet $4,800 lower. $4,800 lower than the 10. No. But you did the right thing. You only bet half, so you still end up with $4,800. All right, we can see how we do this time. 200 your first card's a 9. Change shape number 2. Number 2. So 9 is now reduced. All of it higher. 200 higher than the deuce. It is 400. All of it lower. 400 lower than the ace. You got it. 800. All of it lower. 800 lower than the king. You got it. 1,600. We're going to move the deuce up to the second line. Give you another $400. $2,000 is your total. All of it higher. Higher than the deuce for $2,000. You got it. 4,000. All of it higher. 1,000 higher than the 5. Yeah. 8,000. All of it lower. $8,000 lower than the king. You got it. 16,000. I bet it all higher to bring the bag. You did it. $32,000. And then we got, all right, we're going to do the cards out. $200, your first card's a queen. Down, baby, lower. Is it lower than the queen for $200? You're right. 400. All of it higher. Higher than the 4 for $400. Oh, that's all right. You want some that one? We're going to move the deuce up. Give me $400. Start all over again. All of it higher. Of course, $400 higher than the deuce. You're right. 800. All of it higher. 800 higher than the 5. It is. 1,600. Lower. 1,600 lower than the jack. No. Goose egg. All right, here we're going to do the cards out again. Here we go. Did them out. $200. Your first card's a king. Lower. All of it. $200 lower than the king. You got it. 400. All of it higher. 400 higher than the deuce. You got it. 800. Change that 9 with number 2. Number 2. 9 is now and 9 again. Gotta play. Lower for 400. 400 lower than the 9. It is 1,200. We'll move up to 3. Give you another $400. You now have 1,600. Okay, all of it higher. 1,600 higher than the 3. Push. No win, no loss, so 1,600. All of it higher. 3, you're right. 3,200. Let's change it with number 1. Number 1. 6 is now a jack. All of it lower. 3,200 lower than the jack. Oh, goose egg number 2. All right, let's try again. We deal the cards. Here we go. $200. Your first card's a 4. Oh, 200 higher. $200 higher than the 4. You got it. 400. Okay, I'd like to change that card. Number 2. Number 2. 7 is now an ace. Down, baby. $400 lower than the ace. It's lower than the ace for $400. You're right. 800. All of it lower. $800 lower than the jack. It is lower than the jack. 1,600. We're going to move the 10 up to the middle line. We're going to give you another $400. You now have $2,000. Change it with that card number 3. The 10 is now a queen. All of it lower. $2,000 lower than the queen. You're right. 4,000. All of it higher. $4,000 higher than the 5. No. Another goose egg. Let's see what you're going to do this time. All right, here we go. $200. Your first card's a king. Lower. All of it. 200 lower than the king. It is. 400. Higher than the deuce. All of it. 400 higher than the deuce. It is. 800. Change that card. Number 2. Number 2. The 10 is now a 4. Good card. All of it higher, please. Higher than the 4 for $800. Correct. 1,600. Then move the ace up. Add another 400 to that line. So you now have $2,000. Let's go. All of it lower. $2,000 lower than the ace. You're right. 4,000. All of it higher. $4,000 higher than the 4. No. Goose egg again. 4 goose eggs. Let's try out the cards of better luck. I hope so too. All right, here we go. $200. Your first card's a queen. What do I do? Keep the queen. Lower. $200 lower than the queen. No! Those are the cards that would beat you, but we're going to move the ace up, give you 400, and start all over again. Lower. 400 lower than the ace deuce. All of it higher. 800 higher than the deuce, you're right. 1,600. All of it higher. 1,600 higher than the 5, yeah. 3,200. Gotta bet at least 1,600 of it. Let's change that card with number 2. Number 2. The 10 is now a 10 again. Gotta bet at least 1,600 of it. Okay, I'm gonna go 1,600 lower. 1,600 lower than the 10. It is. $4,800. Not bad. Okay, all right. $200 and your first card's an 8. Change it with number 1. Number 1. The 8 is now an ace. Lower. Can't lose. 200 lower than the ace. You got it. 400. Okay, let me go with the odds here. $200 higher. $200 higher than the 7. Yes. Down, baby. Oh, 600 of it lower. 600 lower than the king. Baby, got it. Hey, guys. Got another $1,200. We're going to move the 9 up and give you another $400. So you now have $1,600. Okay, I would like to change that card with number 3. Number 3. The 9 is now and 9 again. What are you going to do? Well, that's a tough one. I'll bet half of it. $800 lower. $800 lower than the 9. No. Hey, you're down to 800. Okay, I'm going to go all of it lower. $800 lower than the 10. No. Hey, another goose egg. All right, we got the cards. Here we go. $200 in first cards of 3. Higher, please. $200 higher than the 3. It is. $400. Lower, please. $400 lower. $400 lower than the king. You got it. $800. I'd like to change it. Which one? Number 2. Number 3. Sorry, number 2. Number 2. Okay, the 10 is now a 7. What do you do? Okay, I'm going to go $400 lower. $400 lower than the 7 it is. All right, you have $1,200. We're going to move the 5 up. And add another $400. You now have $1,600. Okay, I'm going to go all of it higher. $1,600 higher than the 5 it is. $3,200. Okay, let's change that card with number 1. Number 1. The 10 is now an ace. Lower. $3,200 lower than the ace. You got it. $6,400. Please let me higher. $6,400 higher than the board. Yes. $12,800. Got him at least $6,400 of it. Change it with number 3. All right, the 10 is now a deuce. All of it higher. $12,800 higher. You bet it is. $25,600. Alright, here we go. You go 200 your first card's 10. I'm going to change it. Which one? Number 2. Number 2. 10 is now a queen. Good card. All of it lower. $200 lower than the queen. No! Only card, a couple cards you mean you not did it. I'm going to move the king. I'm giving 400. Do it again. Lower than the king, all of it. It's lower than the king for $400. You're right. $800. Change that card, number 1. 8 is now a 7. What have you been there? Same number, 400 higher. $400 higher than the 7. No. You're down to 400. 400 higher. $400 higher than the 4. You got it. 800. Gotta at least save $400 of it. Change it, number 3. All right, I'll bet $400 lower. $400 lower than the 9. There you go. $1,200. Now that's cards and jack. Lower, please. All right, $200 lower than the jack. It is. $400. All of it higher. $400 higher than the deuce. You got it. $800. All of it higher. $800 higher. 5. You're right. $1,600. We're gonna move the 10 up right now and give you another $400. You know, I haven't even $2,000. Child, it's me. Don't do so much. Let's change that card. Number 2. Number 2. The 10 is now a jack. Good card. All of it lower. $2,000 lower than the jack. Push. No win, no loss. You still have $2,000. All right, 2,000 lower. Lower than the Jack for 2,000. You're right. 4,000. Higher, please. $4,000 higher than the 3. You got it. 8,000. Got about at least 4,000 of it. All of it lower. It's lower than the king for $8,000. You're right. $16,000. All right, and so you have 200. Your first card's a 7. Ooh. Change that card. Number 1. Number 1. The 7 is now a queen. Good card. All in lower. 200 lower than the queen. You got it. $400. Okay, 400 lower. $400 lower than the jack. You're right. 800. I'm going to try it again. 800 lower. $800 lower than the 10. No. You went against the odds, but I'm trying to do it. Okay. You lose all the cash. We're going to move the next card up. The king up and give you $400. Lower than that king. $400 lower than the king. You're right. All of it higher. 800 higher than the deuce. You're right. 1,600. All of it lower. 1,600 lower than the jack. You're right. 3,200. You got at least 1,600 of it. Change it with number 3. Number 3. 7 is now at 8. Got him at least 1,600. Okay, let's go for it. $1,600, and it is down. Lower than the 8 for 1,600. No. Well, you only lose half of it. You only lose 1,600. That's all right. You played it smart. This time, $200. Your first card's a jack. All of it lower. 200 lower than the jack. You got it. 400. Change that card. Number 1. Number 1. The 7 is now reduced. All of it higher. 400 higher than the deuce. You got it. 800. All of it higher. 800 higher than the 6. You got it. 1,600. We're going to move the 10 up and give you another 400. You don't have $2,000, but you can use or change. All right, change that card with number 3. The 10 is now reduced. All of it higher. $2,000 higher than the deuce. You got it. 4,000. We'll go for it again. All of it higher. 4,000 higher than the 6. It is 8,000. Well, I'm going to bet half of it. 4,000 lower. $4,000 lower than the 8. You're right. 12,000. You got to bet at least $6,000. All of it higher. You're $12,000 higher than the 4. You got it. $24,000. Everybody will see you off the next video, everyone.